How are y'all doing today? I hope y'all are doing so good. It's such a pretty day in Brooklyn today. And I was like, girl, you're gonna use some of this natural light and you're gonna make a video. Ew. So I think the only thing that I wanted to grow from last month's videos is that I read a lot of books, and so I can't do all of the books in one video. It's not a thing, and I won't make you guys sit through it. I don't want to sit through it. So I wanted to do kind of more smaller videos about books that I've read. And I want to start off with this group of books because it was a series and I read all 3. So shout out to Monica Walters. This was not my first book by Monica, but it sure won't be the last. Like, these 3 are like cemented in some of my top must-read favorite Black romance books. And I just wanted to talk like for a few minutes about them with you guys. So let's get into it. First of all, Monica, you released all 3 of them on one day. So I didn't have to read one and then wait for the rest of the books to come out. They were already there. I love that for me. I love that for everyone who's watching this video. So let's get into it. It is the Country Hood series by Monica Walters, and it's 3 books. The first one is 8 Seconds to Love. The second one is Breaking Barriers to Your Heart. And the third one is Training My Heart to Love You. Y'all, I was scrolling on Instagram, and a few weeks, like a month or so ago, I was sitting in my house and I was like, oh, I want like a Brenda Jackson book. I want like some cowboys. I want, ooh, a rodeo or something. Like, I was really like fiending for that. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'll never move to Texas, but I feel like my heart is in Texas. And literally Monica posted, and I was like, oh wait, go read. Immediately I was like, go and do it now. So I go to Amazon, I download the books. Well, I download the first one. I download 8 Seconds to Love, and I couldn't put it down. So 8 Seconds to Love follows Harper Richardson, who's a baker who's in a terrible relationship with a man who we won't even name, okay? And she goes through kind of like this, like, oh, I need a moment from you type thing. And she goes to the Houston rodeo show with her bestie, and she meets Legend Simeon, who is like the top up and coming rodeo superstar. His name ain't Legend for nothing, okay? And he's like trying to pull up to the bumper. He's like, what's up? And she's like, I don't have time, but for tonight we could do this, just for tonight. And he's like, all right, cool. And so whatever, they do what grown folks do, and then they run into each other again. And baby girl is a little bit more open, okay? And I don't want to ruin it, but do you see the smile on my face? It was like the sweetest story. Like, he's like her country, like Prince Charming, who comes and saves her from a terrible man who she shouldn't have been with, and he supports her and loves on her. And I think that's a theme for me, a man being like outwardly supportive of his woman. Like, you need me to do what? You want me to move some boxes? You need me to show up? I'm gonna tell everybody about your business? That's sexy to me. That's sexy to me. And Legend did not disappoint. So add him to your must-read Black book boyfriends list, because he is the one, not the 2. Okay? So then we're going to talk about the second book in the series. I hope y'all are still with me. I'm keeping this under 10 minutes, I swear. Breaking Barriers to Your Heart, where we meet back up with the gang. So I call them the gang, but it's Harper from the first book and Legend, and then Legend's best friend Red and Harper's best friend Shayna. Now Red and Shayna, let's just take a sip. You know, when authors do these series, they gotta have that one book in the series where the couple is wild, okay, and chaotic, and you don't know what they're gonna do. You know they're gonna end up together, but it's chaos. It's nothing but chaos. So, but love is there, right? And so I think within Shayna and Red's chaos, Shayna, she's a corrections officer, and Red is like, you quit your job though? Excuse me? Excuse me? In the year of our Lord Beyonce, 2023, I could quit my job? Red. Girl, Shayna was throwing that cat at Red all the whole book because he, again, was her knight in shining armor, but he was a little rough around the edges because he had been through some things, okay? He had been through a lot, actually. We're not going to say some things. He actually had been through a lot, and he and Shayna were able to fight demons together and kind of carve out their own little world of like peace and love. And I took a lot to get there, okay? I'm not saying it was easy. But Red was a stand-up guy, and Shayna deserved that. And so I appreciated breaking barriers to your heart just as much as I loved 8 Seconds to Love. Okay, let's just go ahead and have a moment of silence for book number 3 in the Country Hood Love series, okay? Training Your Heart to Love Me. That was our moment of silence, but it was my favorite out of the trio. Our main female character is Courtland, and she is a director of an after-school / summer camp at a nonprofit. I did that job for 6 years, so I was rooting for her from the beginning. I know how stressed this woman was. She's like, I just want to help these, you know, be of service to the children and the families that I'm servicing. But what about my mental health, and what about my personal life, and what about friendships and relationships and all the other things, my family? What about all of those things, because you give so much of yourself in your job? So I was rooting for her, okay, because I know I know what she's going through, what our good sis Courtland is going through, and she doesn't have the support system outside. And so I was rooting for her because I'm like, dang, when life deals you, you know, a mixed bag of circumstances, and you just have to deal with it, you know what I mean? And yeah, so I'm rooting for her immediately. But she brings in a consultant who is going to teach the young ladies at her summer camp how to plant things. And he comes in with a mission. He's like, hi, I like you. And she's like, oh, whoa, I'm at work. This is not, okay, actually, I'm too old to play these games. If you don't want to play games, I don't want to play games. Like, her switch to decide to talk to Jason, quick, okay? It was quick. And I like that. Let's get to it, okay? They was not playing no games. They was like, nah. Like, and I think sometimes, you know, we think of like romance in books as this can't happen, but I definitely have heard stories of people being like, no, I met him 3 months later, we was engaged and married, and he was my person, and we've been together ever since. Don't let life's hang-ups and society's expectations get you without a man, okay? Because Courtland and Jason was like, I like you and you like me, and let's do this. And so I really appreciated that. Also, the character is I'll use the BBW, but she's a full figure Black woman, and the way this man loved on her, I think, is always needed for representation purposes. And the shit was amazing. He wasn't letting nobody at her job fuck with her. He wasn't letting her mama fuck with her. He wasn't letting her cousin fuck with her. And I fuck with that, because sometimes you need a man who's on your team. On your team. No matter what you look like, how you show up, whatever, he needs to be team you. Okay? And so I think that's why I just loved Courtland and Jason so much, is because once they was locked in, it was no switching up. And it was evident that there was care there was love there, and he was not about to play with her. And I appreciate that. Let me find out that I need to make my way to Houston, okay? To the rodeo show. I will be down in Houston, okay? For Beyonce's concert. And so I might just have to put it in the ether. Tell the Lord I'm headed down there, and my man needs to find me. No, I'm just playing. But I will say overall, the series was fun. It was a breath of fresh air. It was well written. All of the themes that were talked about in each of the different books was beautifully done and carefully approached. And I really appreciate Monica's attention to detail. It felt Southern, it felt country, but you understood what she meant when she said it's a hood love series. Like, I loved every bit of it. I even like went out and tried to find like songs that went with each of the books. And I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, so I know a little country song when I hear it. And y'all, the songs that I found were only by Black country artists. Come on, okay? And the music has just been like the soundtrack for me for like the last week. Like Troy Evans Jr. can't do no wrong in my life, and I feel like his music is going to be the soundtrack to my relationship with a country man. Like, that's what it's going to have to be like. If you don't know who he is, I will put a picture and a song reference for y'all right here. But again, this series, Monica Walters country hood love series, is near and dear to my heart, and it has been one of my favorites that I have read this week. I mean, this month, this year. Definitely this year, and I think it's a must read. So for Black romance lovers, check it out. All right, guys, that's it. I said I wasn't gonna keep y'all too long, and I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. And until next time, bye.